Hi!
Growing up, I always hated my hair. To me, it was the biggest burden on the planet. Too thick, too curly, too frizzy, never right. So my entire childhood had it pulled back into a tight slick ponytail, even though it made me look bald. As I got older, I started to straighten it. Mostly because I was tired of being teased and I just wanted to look like my friends. But since my hair is so thick, I started using chemicals to make it easier to straighten, which completely damaged it. So one day, I just said, fuck it. And I cut it all off, and I went natural, and I haven't looked back since. I've always had a strong connection to my hair because it ties me to my family and to my culture. And throughout my entire hair journey, I came to the realization that I was not alone, that every single Black person just wants a nappy ending.
Well, let's get to the magic then, am I right? All right. Organic, great value, unrefined, virgin coconut oil, expeller pressed. Half of that I don't really know what it means, but the coconut oil was the main thing that I was going for. Just bounce to it now.
I mean, there's a mix of different things in here, but there's a lot of hair products. So we've got the do-rag, my brush, 3 different styles of trimmers, my cool care. This is to clean off the clippers. This is caviar. It was really great, but it's expensive. So I kind of had to like figure out something cheaper. I don't even know how to really pronounce it, but they said it works well. Some Kiehl's, wild growth, hair growth. My Moroccan oil. It just helps give it some shine, keeps it moisturized. The mane and tail, I feel like this is like every Black person has tried this at least once. Like every Black person has gone through this at least one time. The crew, this is always, she's just Old Faithful. When I need her to, be nice and shiny and just like, get it together, I just hit it real quick. And, we got a nice little shine and I don't have to do much to it. A spare brush. I want to say that's it. That's all my stuff. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kennedy. I'm currently unbraiding my hair. I've started the very tedious, long process of taking this hair out to be put back in tomorrow. It'll take a few hours usually. I started around 10. I project to be done around midnight or 1. This is really genuinely how it goes. I have like all of this. I've cut. This is not my hair, but my hair is mixed in there somewhere. And then as soon as I get to the top, it slides out, and then my real hair is exposed. I take some of my leave-in conditioner, put it at the root, kind of work it in there.
Okay, so deep conditioners like once or twice a week. It's actually gone right now. That just shows you how much I use. I probably use it like twice and it's all gone. Things for daily moisture, leave-in. Well, every time I wet my hair, I use a leave-in, and then this like curl activating cream because it's super moisturizing. I have very thick, coarse curls, so I need the thick products. I can't do that watery stuff. This actually is kind of something that didn't really work out for me just because it's pretty watery, doesn't really hold my hair down the way I like. Okay, so let me explain this. When you are laying down your edges like so, when they have like a specific formation, you have to use a toothbrush or just like a really small bristle brush that is going to lay all the hairs down with a clean swipe or several in my case. And so I basically just dip the toothbrush into the gel, make sure my hair is like a little wet, and then I just kind of like swipe it on there like so. This one for detangling basically like it comes apart so that you don't like break your hair. So like they spread apart. So instead of like it being all together and it like breaking at the end, it'll like keep the hair in the comb until it comes out and it's detangled.
Castor oil is the oil that helps your hair grow very thick, very healthy. I run through this shit too. But yeah, this castor oil is all I use now.
Hey guys, it's me, Understanding. Last name Diggs. Birthday, October 12th, 1995. Libra. So you already know it's real.
My name's Tommy Russell. I'm a screen actor here at Chapman, and I'm 25. Wait, do we need to know my age? Maybe not. Let's start that over.
Hi, I'm Kennedy. I'm currently unbraiding my hair. I started the very tedious, long process of taking this hair out to be put back in tomorrow.
Hello, my name is Victoria Turner. I'm a senior at Chapman. I'm a psych major, and yeah, I'm 21 years old.
My name's Michael. I'm a senior at Chapman, studying business, and from Detroit, Michigan, and I'm loving life in California right now.
So, the routine is honestly not that too complicated. Big pick. You go ahead and you rough it out. You go in and you tackle it, like just full on, just like fight it. Just like Ali Frazier type stuff. It's not easy. All right, so the outsides are the easy part. The hard part is always getting the top because one, I can't see, and two, when you get the top, you mess up the side, and it's a whole thing. But like I said, the style is not important for me in particular. I'm just trying to get the knots out. I like to put this on afterwards because with the hair unknotted, it could better spread out too. As natural coconut oil as you can get is the best. If you could like find a coconut, just crack it open and just put it on your hair, honestly, that's gold. And I can find a lot of that. But if you do, hit me up. I'm looking for that. I'm not too good with knowing what products to get, so coconut oil is definitely a go-to for me, only because it's, one, natural, two, definitely healthy for your hair, and three, smells amazing. Oh yeah, the lost soldiers over here. You want a good example? Check the pick. Dust in the wind. Yeah, I mean, like I said, for me, not having it knotted is the most important thing.
Fact, I've brought today my do-rag and my brush. These are two key, very essential items for any black man's hair regimen. So, since I'm gonna be going out in a little bit, I'm gonna do my day routine. If I think about it, it's probably like 30 minutes that it takes me to get ready. So, at that time, that gives it like 30 minutes to set on my head. I'm gonna take the Moroccan oil, take some of the keels. You gotta rub it, make it nice and hot so it's like very clear. We put a little bit more just to really get that shine in there. Because you don't want your waves, your hair to be like in there in the wrong direction, because then it's going to sit like that for a long time and then your hair is going to start going in that direction. Hit the back of it. Boom, boom. So I like to keep the seam on the outside so that it doesn't make a crease in my head. So I put the flat side in, press it up here, throw it right there, and then I pat it down for like extra measure just to make sure everything's good and solid. Then you take these. I like to close my eyes and like really like tighten everything, because then when I make facial expressions or do anything while I'm getting ready, it won't pull the do-rag back and pull my hair back. So I'll like squeeze it, everything real tight, take this back, loop it, tie it, get it nice and tight, and then that way when I release it, my hair is used to it. So then I pull the front end like that and tug it down so that it's all secure. Then I just pull it down on the sides, and the back, and then they just sit like so.
It'll take a few hours usually. I started around 10. I project to be done around midnight or 1. I started this process about a year ago. It's called transitioning. I want my hair preferably to be down to like here. That'd be nice. And these braids are called a protective style, so it's sort of like gives your hair a break from like heat and sun damage and just like any kind of like you know, weather, like blah 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 blah. But it can also have its downfalls. So if you don't get it taken care of or get it rebraided, then the hair in the front, your hairline will start to like recede. So I know some of my cousins have started, their hairlines have been here and then gone like all the way back here just from like these. So it's protective style, but it's also at a certain point like can be destructive if you do too much of it. I'm here today with Princess because she's the only one I trust to do my hair at this point in my life. And when I decided to start transitioning and stop wearing my hair straight and, you know, switch up the style, Princess was available. Every like 3 or 4 days I'd have to just sit down for a few hours. My mom would like scratch my hair. I'd take a shower, you do the whole thing, and then blow dry it and then straighten it, and altogether that took about like 3 hours. So I'd rather sit for one time for like a long time, for like 4 hours, rather than you know, just doing that like every like weekly, and it's like a safer, you know, bet, and I think it looks better too. So it usually takes around like to 4 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
4 to 5 hours depending on the size and the length.
Yeah.
The smaller the braid, the longer the braid, the longer it takes.
Well, if I was getting it to here, it would take much shorter time, but I'm getting them all the way down.
So yeah, I just slick it back, put this on, make sure I tuck it tight behind my ears, make sure all the ends are behind, right here. And that's it. You just gotta make sure this stays on at night, because that's what keeps it healthy and makes sure that it's not rubbing up on the fabric of the pillow, making sure that all the naps and everything aren't like catching or anything. Yeah, definitely the material that you're sleeping on is like a huge factor as to like promoting anything that you can do to keep your hair intact. It all matters. But yeah, I have like cotton sheets and cotton like pillowcases.
And I have satin sheets. So these satin satin pillowcases. So I just got put on game on these, and they've been a lifesaver. They're great for your skin, but they're also good for your hair, because like apparently cotton like the texture of it is so rough that it like pulls at your hair and like I don't know, messes it up, whatever. So like sometimes I can get away with actually having to put my do-rag on because this is soft on my hair. So like it glides and I'll wake up like, oh, my waves are still intact.
But yeah, that's the process.
In particular, I have a lot of memories with my hair, if that makes sense. Like my hair was always, well, not always like prominent, but my hair was a part of the lifestyle that I lived growing up. So yeah, there are times when I would get my hair braided while we were watching a movie, or like I'd get my hair braided while something else is going on, you know? Like my hair was, the process of getting my hair braided was a part of the dynamic. It was in the household. You can go downstairs and it wouldn't be a surprise to see my mom with my brother braiding his hair, or her calling me over to have to braid my hair.
Yeah, I mean, my mom was in the Navy, so she was very like it was very like a militant style house. Is that the right word, militant? And she was just like I had to, making sure that I looked proper all the time. Like when I stepped out of school, or I mean, I stepped out of the house to go to school, she was like very adamant about me making sure that I looked presentable at all times because she was also like one of the heads of a hospital that was on base. And so like I represented her, and with us being like, I don't know, of a hierarchy, it was kind of like making sure that I looked well put together. So my mom was just always big on that. My dad always took me to go get haircuts, and always just making just aside from getting haircuts, just basic hygiene. Like my parents were very big on that and making sure that I was always clean and presentable because in a sense like I already had enough strikes against me for being black. So it was like don't give them more. So like make sure that you're just put together and acceptable.
Wow. So I never really learned how to take care of my hair or what to do with my hair. For the majority of like my elementary school experience, and up until that point, my mom did my hair. And so I just kind of trusted her with looking presentable at all times. And then when I got to middle school, that's when I started to experiment with how I wanted to wear my hair. And of course, within that, I had to learn to take care of it, and I wasn't taking care of it up until probably about high school. I was straightening it a lot. I just wanted to like fit in for the first time in my life because I always was the little black girl with the braids and the barrettes, and everybody said that they wanted hair like mine, but I looked around and I didn't see anybody with hair like mine. So it was this weird conflicting feeling, I guess.
My mom did not let me grow my hair out. Her whole thing was a nappy head is a trashy head. So I would have a bald head every week at school because it was like pivotal that I could not have my hair past like 3 inches. So after that, clean cut. And I would always beg her, let me just grow it out. Let me get a fro, let me get a pick, anything. And she would not let me. So turned 18, came out here, and I just started growing it out because she could not tell me anything. No, she wouldn't touch it. She would just drag me to the barber, be like, Brian or TK or whoever was my barber, you know what to do. And they were horrified of my mom. I would be like, come on, just give me like a light fade. Don't take it all off. Like, please. They're like, shh, don't talk. You get in the buzz cut. And that was it. She was like, no nonsense at all. So whatever she said was word. And I would just, okay.
Was in charge of how we looked as kids. So I wasn't gonna be the kid to be like, I'm tired, I've had enough. I was too scared. I couldn't do that. So for like the first 9 years of my life, 10 years, we were getting braids. Like every now and then, Mom let us like have an afro for like a night, but we would never go out with said afro. It would always be braids. So that was the first 9, 10 years of my life, which I guess was fine. But when I had the chance to not have braids, I definitely jumped on that opportunity. So when I was like 11 or 12, I moved to California with my dad. So my mom wasn't there. So I was like, now's my chance. I'm free. We did braids for a little while, but then I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a shot. My dad was a bit more lenient than my mom. I was like, yeah, I want to cut my hair. Yeah, we did that. So I went for the buzz cut for a good amount of time. I don't think I really missed like a lot of people say when you cut your hair, you miss it, or there's an attachment to the hair. I don't think I missed my hair too much because I was mostly focused on not getting braids anymore. I don't think I really got attached to my hair, or not too attached to my hair until I got older. So buzz cut for a while, and then we moved back with our mom, and she wasn't having it. So we went to Trinidad because she moved there, and we got dreadlocks instead of braids. So I guess she was like, next level. I don't know if it was like not spiteful, but like she was like, oh, go ahead, cut your braids off. But you can't get rid of dreadlocks. I was like, word. So we had that for like a good year or two. But I also cut those off more for hair health. The lady was like, if you get dreadlocks, you don't want to wash them. And I guess I took that a bit too literally. So after a while, my hair was dead. Like I had dead dreadlocks just around. Not to say it wasn't a good look for me. I rocked the dreadlocks pretty, but yeah, I ended up having to cut those off. So I went back to the buzz cut. But probably mostly I do like a short afro after that. And I think I like afro more than buzz cut. I don't know if that's because I grew an attachment to my hair at the time, but I feel most comfortable with like an afro. And then the more I let it grow, it just kept going. And I was less and less concerned with, how my hair was presented really. Yeah.
I've had to go through a hair journey in a sense of finding a right barber. So for a long time I had tried to do when Lil Bow Wow was popping, I wanted to grow it out and get like, the cornrows, but there was just a point where my hair I look awkward with a fro. I just do. It just doesn't look right. It looks I look rough. And my mom is she doesn't have that. She's like, if you want to do it, it's fine. But like, you need to pick it, like you need to like keep up with it, like all these things. And at the time as a kid, I was not trying to like pick my hair out every morning and all the time, making sure it's like right and nice. So it was just, a simple fade. But over time, like going to the barber, especially moving out here, people were like pushing my hairline back, or it was becoming like slanted, and like all these things, to where now my hair is like thin in a lot of places because like it's been so used to being like messed up that like it doesn't really know how to grow properly anymore. So lately I've had to like stay on a journey of it. Like I have like some like Moroccan oils, and like I have something else that's like this homemade concoction. I don't know, they sell it, but I don't know, whatever. But it actually is supposed to help with hair growth. So I feel like it's kind of been helping. But with my barber now, that's why I stick with him, because he doesn't push my hairline back. He knows where it is. And so my hair is allowed to like grow the way that it's supposed to, because like nobody's messing it up. So if anything, that's been more of my hair journey.
I don't know, everyone talks about their hair journey, and I recently embarked on mine. I haven't straightened my hair in about a year, and since Christmas last year, which is like kind of a good feeling. And I just cut out all my straight ends over this past New Year's, like, new year, new me. But and it's like honestly really, like, even just wearing it natural, like it's a lot, like it's a lot of work, and because especially if you don't know like what products to use and you're just starting out of like the whole thing, it's like starting fresh almost, and like to have like half your hair straight and half it curly, but you want the length and everything. It's like, I don't know, you just start battling it. So and I wanted to do braids for a long time, but I was really nervous about it because I was like, the school that I go to is very like not not incredibly diverse, so I was worried, like, obviously you shouldn't be worried about like what other people think, but I was worried like what I don't want to like draw attention to myself, I guess, like by changing my hair and like doing all that stuff, even though I knew it was better. But when I met Princess, I was very like, I don't know, she inspired me to really just not care what other people think, and you like to experiment with like a lot of different colors. And she was telling me she didn't want to just do like braids and just like have them regular, so she would start putting wraps in them, and that like slowly started getting me into more colors, and I don't know, it just like was a good feeling, like having it in and like feeling different, and like knowing that people were like, I don't know, appreciating like how beautiful braids can be and like hair can be in general, just because I feel like it's easy to overlook, but the way Princess does it is like a very I don't know, it makes it, I don't know, what do you think? Yeah, it's art. Like she really exemplifies how it's a different art form, and it's a different, yeah, you said creation, like everything can be different every single time. Like you're never going to get the same product usually. It's not something you can like just like crank out like easy. It's like, yeah, an art form.
I mean, journey is the best way to put it. It's full of ups and downs. It's a lot of disappointment. It's a lot of expense that you don't anticipate necessarily. It's a lot of trial and error. Lots of different products that you think are going to work and be cute and they smell good, and then they end up drying out your hair or just looking a mess. And yeah, it's very much a journey. There's no linear path. Yeah, I'm still on that journey. I'm still like trying new things, and things don't work out, and it's a lot of like, I want my hair to look cute today, but I don't have time, so here's this bun. It's a lot of trying different styles and them not necessarily looking good on you. It's just like kind of finding your way, your niche.
Just patience. It's really just taking patience. As soon as I got past the point to where I could look myself in the mirror, especially when I first started growing it out, and look past the fact that I thought I looked goofy, or that maybe this isn't like what I really want to do, especially not being familiar with growing my hair out at all. Like I didn't know if it was something that I really wanted to continue. When I really like accepted, like, you know, grow your hair out. This is the time in your life when you want to do it. At the end of the day, it was just patience. Like, but if I could take anything back, I wish I didn't dye my hair before I even started growing it like truly out. It was like kind of a little bit of a fro, and I was, you know, messing with this new dread brush and getting like some curls in it, and I was like, let me just dye my hair immediately. I did 2 colors, and that was probably the biggest mistake, because it just damages the hair. And I just, how I was looking at myself was just like, because your hair really like forms your identity. It forms like kind of how you look to like a T. And just like I was not confident for a really long time, but once you get past that, it's really just, you know, you wake up, your hair is longer. Every month it's longer, and you just go with it. But it was painful. It was really painful, like the process of interlocking hair. Oh my gosh. Now it's fine, because, you know, it's just a little retwist every now and again. But that transition when you're like ready to have your hair interlocked, so painful with that little croquet tool. Just don't even want to revisit that.
I don't mind. Is the thing. I feel like I've told you guys before, but I'm like, I don't want to be the guy I don't want to be around people be like, oh, he's cool, just touching his hair, let's go touch his hair, because that also sucks. But like, I wouldn't tell somebody if they're like, you know,